Okay. My name is Kevin, or is okay. I just gave y'all my Eastern Conference standing predictions, and today I'm going to give you my Western Conference standing predictions. My opinion doesn't really matter, but it will soon. At 15th in the West, we have the Utah Jazz. They're obviously in rebuild mode. Pretty self-explanatory. I think Ace Bailey's going to win. Not win. I think he's going to be second in Rookie of the Year behind Cooper Flag. And depending on how Cooper Flag is offensively, I think Ace Bailey could fuck around and win that Rookie of the Year, to be honest. 14th, we have the Trail Blazers. Another team that's in rebuild mode in the West. I think they have too many centers. You got Klingon out there who needs minutes, Robert Williams who's good enough to get minutes, and then you also have Young Hansen, who you just drafted. You drafted him extremely high, like he was expected to go second round. He ended up what was it like? I don't remember where exactly. I don't know if he was lottery or just outside of it, but you used a first round pick on him, so he needs to play as well. And yeah, hopefully we see something from Scoot this year. Isn't really much else to say. Trade Jeremy Grant is what I would say. And I love Tumani Kamara and Danny Avdia. Next, we have the Phoenix Suns. I got it in my notes as booking them. Like literally what it is just booking them. I think Jalen Green has kind of met his ceiling. I think he's going to be one of those high volume scorers, a guy that everybody shits on Cam Thomas for being. But Jalen Green is that guy as well. So we'll see how that goes. I like Mame Malawak. Other than that, this team looks gross. So I don't think they're going to win a lot of games. 12th seed, and I think Booker is going to make a case for All NBA. I think he's going to be great. The Kings I have as a 12th seed. Zach LaVine is always one of the best shooters in the league these past couple of years. He's going to get him up as well. And DeMar's always been one of the more clutch players in the league. I don't think this Kings team is going to play to lose games. I think Sabonis is going to have a bit of a production dip. I saw in preseason he shot a lot of threes this year, and they did not go in. So we'll see how that goes, and I think their defense is going to suck with Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Sabonis. And now you have Russell Westbrook. I think their defense is going to suck. Keegan Murray just got paid. Do I think he should have been paid? I don't know. I think every year in the league he's gotten worse, I'm pretty sure. But we'll see how that goes. Hopefully he can prove himself to be that kind of 3-and-D wing that they're looking for in Sacramento. At 11, I have the Pelicans. I really like Skinny Zion. I'm very high on Zion this year. I think he's going to average like 28 points a game on crazy efficiency again. Trey Murphy is a guy who I see taking a leap. He's going to shoot a lot of threes this year. He's a second scoring option. Don't give a fuck about no Jordan Poole. Trey Murphy's a second scoring option out there. Jordan Poole is kind of a chance for him to be in sort of a way better situation than he was in Washington, and kind of be that point guard for a team that could be in the play-in. Prove that he could be a solid starting point guard in the league. And then at their 5 position, Yves Missy, he's going to be able to rebound the ball. There's nothing really else to say about the Pelicans. Zero fears for sure. At the 10th seed, I have the Grizzlies. No Bane. Ja's going to miss a month. I think their half-court offense is going to be bad this year with the little spacing they have. A lot of people I see are higher on Santi Aldama this year. I don't know what he's proven. I don't think he's going to have the opportunity to do that much more, if you get what I'm saying. He didn't really score with the ball in his hands. He was a good shooter off the catch. He's a big wing. I just don't think we're going to see, people are saying they're expecting this big jump from Salty. I don't think we are. I think we're going to get, some on-ball creation out of him. He could score more. I don't think he's going to be extremely more efficient than he was last year, and last year he was pretty efficient. So, yeah, I think he's going to kind of stay the same. I'm not too big on the Santi Aldama leap. And Jalen Wells, I do think he's going to be a lot more impactful for this team. I just don't see them having a good offense in the half court. Right now, you're going to have Jaren Jackson as your primary scoring option. And we saw him last year score the ball pretty well. So we'll see how that goes this year. 9th seed, I have the San Antonio Spurs. I think Vic is going to play 65 games. That's my hope. That's my prayer for this team. The biggest thing with Vic is because of how tall he is his health. I think he can play 65 games this year, and if he does play 65 games, he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think they're going to average, as a team, a lot of turnovers between him, De'Aaron, Steph Castle. And my biggest question mark for this team is, can they win in the clutch? You have a former clutch player of the year in De'Aaron Fox, but he is coming off an injury. We'll see how that impacts him. And the team is young. The team doesn't have too much experience. Another guy I am high on this Spurs team, though, is Julian Champagnie. I think we're gonna see Julian Champagnie end up like top 10 in 3-pointers made this year. He's shooting the ball a lot. He's catching it and he's up in that bitch, and he's gonna start this year. Even if Stephon, it's gonna be my prediction for the starting lineup with fully healthy. I'm thinking De'Aaron, Steph Castle, Champagnie. There's somebody I'm forgetting. Somebody at that 4 and then Vic at the 5. That's my prediction. I think they're going to end up 19. They're going to be a fun playing team, and they could very well make the playoffs with the A seed. At the A seed in the West, I have the Golden State Warriors. My biggest question is that rebounding in their paint defense. It looks like they're going to be starting Al Horford at the 5. Al Horford is a good defender, but he's old as dirt. And I don't think he's that good of an interior defender. I think with teams getting so much bigger and the Warriors just not being able to get as big, hopefully they can get Walker Kessler somehow in the trade market. But yeah, I just don't see them. I think they're gonna win a lot of games because of their IQ. You have Jimmy Butler, who's a very high IQ player. Draymond Green, who's a high IQ player, and then you have Stephen Curry. I think Stephen Curry is going to average over 30 points a game this year, especially with the new rule to where you can shoot and the high fives are counted as fouls now. I think Stephen Curry we're going to see a very high volume scoring year for Stephen Curry with a lot of free throws. A lot more, at least. I mean, I say a lot, but he will shoot more free throws. 7 seed is where I have the Los Angeles Lakers. I think Luka is going to make a case for MVP again. But because they're such a low seed and because of where I have the Nuggets, he probably won't win it again. I'm not buying into the Lakers team. I think Ayton's going to crash and burn again. You have a guy who's so big. You have a guy who's built like fucking... He's broad as hell, but like Ben Wallace, right? But he's a finesse big, and he also has the pat my back badge. You know, the pat my back badge, bro, where you got to be like, hey, bro, it's all good, bro. You doing good. He can't take the criticism. I just seen a video that Legend Z dropped, the guy who does all the NBA like lip reading stuff. He's kind of like the John Boy Media of the NBA, where he lip reads stuff. He went back and showed the Ayton and book stuff, and man, Ayton, it's like once you tell him one thing, he's like, nah, you can't put that on me. You can't put that on me, bro. If you fucked up, bro, take it on the chin and try to win a game. Like, he's so soft to me, bro. I don't know. I think they're gonna crash and burn. I think he's gonna butt heads with Luka toward the end of the season. Not like literally like in the locker room tension. I just don't think they're gonna get along, in my opinion. And I think this is also going to be the lowest game played for LeBron since that groin injury back in 2018. So yeah, I have the Lakers at the 7th seed. I think they're going to for sure make the playoffs. I just don't think they're going to win that many regular season games, especially with Luka's knees and his calf. We'll see if his knees and his calf are going to be able to help him carry that Lakers team to the promised land. We'll see. At number 6, I got my Dallas Mavericks. I think that we can end up with the number 1 defense. I think Cooper's going to win Rookie of the Year, and I think Kyrie's going to make his return around All-Star break. The biggest thing for me is Anthony Davis' health. We're a deep team, but if Anthony Davis goes down, we're going to lose a lot of games. This Mavericks offense right now, Jason Kidd is doing this thing where he has Coop playing the point guard. People are taking it too literal as Coop playing the point guard. Cooper's not out there running pick and rolls trying to make reads. He's just bringing the ball up, though, which I think is going to help with his development. But this offense, it looked pretty stagnant. There was a lot of times where the offense looked stagnant. That game against the Hornets especially, that was terrible. Anthony Davis was just not aggressive in the paint. And the one thing about the offense I don't like that I see pretty often is Anthony Davis sitting in the corner. Anthony Davis has never been a good corner three-point shooter. And yet we have actions. We're going to run a lot of set plays when we don't have D'Lo on the court without that primary pick-and-roll ball handler. So when we run these set plays, I think it was in the last game of the preseason, Anthony Davis just sitting in the corner. Just sitting in the corner trying to make gravity. He's not going to create gravity in the corner because if I'm a team, I'm letting him shoot them corner threes, bro. I'm not. Anthony Davis is good at the above-the-break threes. Wing, top of the key. I hate seeing him in the corner, bro. It makes no sense to me. Your best player on the team is subjected to the corner where he doesn't excel at. But I think they're going to end up in the 6th seed. I think the offense is going to be scary, but that defense is going to lift them up. I think we should be good in transition. A lot of guys can bring the ball up and dribble. And then when we have guys that are out, that aren't Anthony Davis, let me say that are not Anthony Davis, we're still going to be able to win games. Gafford hasn't played a single preseason game, and the Mavericks are still the number 1 defense. Gafford averaged damn near 2 blocks a game last year. He didn't play one preseason game, and we were number 1 in defense. We had Dwight Powell as a backup 5. And Dwight Powell was hooping. I'm not gonna lie, Dwight Powell might get some minutes at the little 4-5 spot, man. I'm not gonna lie, he was hooping out there. But yeah, I'm high on this Mavericks team. Um, AD to the moon is what I say. And Derek Lively still hoop without Luka Doncic. Very smart basketball player. I love that. 5 seed, I have the Clippers. I think the Harden, Zoo, PNR is gonna be elite, and I think Kawhi is gonna be healthier this year. So I have them as the 5 seed. I think Bradley Beal is also going to be a bigger impact to this team than he was in Phoenix. I think they're going to have him off the ball more, and he's going to be playing next to a true point guard, unlike Devin Booker, who he can play make, but he's not no true point guard like James Harden. So I think James Harden and Zubac's pick and roll gravity is going to lead to more open threes for Bradley Beal, and I think he's going to play better overall. I have them as a 5th seed out west. At number 4, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think, and I pray and I hope this might be Anthony Edwards' MVP season. If the Timberwolves are the 4th seed, the Nuggets though. But if the Timberwolves are the 4th seed, Anthony Edwards this year, in my opinion, could average 30 points a game, if not close to 30 points a game. If he can improve that efficiency from the mid-range, it's going to be something. We all know, everybody talks about how he takes other things from other people's games. Like today, like this season, he's working a lot on his post game in that mid range, which is his biggest offensive weakness, in my opinion. So we'll see how that actually translates. Last season, he said he's going to shoot a lot of threes, and he did, and he made them. And he was also talking about being better in the pick and roll, making reads, watching a lot of Luka Doncic. I think, especially now with Mike Conley declining, he's going to have Dante DiVincenzo starting with him in the backcourt instead of Mike Conley. I think he has a chance to for surely make a point for that MVP this season. 3rd seed, I have the Rockets. I'm high on 4 out of their 5 starters. I'm high on the men. I'm high on KD. I'm high on Jabari, and I'm high on Sengun. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on Jabari Smith Jr., especially when I did a couple fantasy drafts, a couple mock drafts. He always went undrafted. Jabari Smith Jr. was consistently going undrafted in these fantasy leagues. I think Jabari Smith Jr. is going to surprise a lot of people. I think he's going to play well. I like the things I saw from him in the offseason and the preseason. He's going to be starting at that 4 with another big body with him and Kevin Durant. He was already a solid defender. And he's going to be under Kevin Durant. I see that he's like kind of glued to him throughout preseason and stuff like that. And I think it's going to translate to... My bad, my computer says I'm bullshit. I think it's going to translate to him just having overall better season. And the Rockets ending up as the 3rd seed, even without VanVleet. Hopefully, Reed Shepherd can take what he did in preseason and translate it to the NBA season. I think he'll be able to. But then again, small guards, in my opinion, if you're going to be a small guard in this league, you have to be elite offensively. Defense doesn't even fucking matter. People are talking about his defense. It doesn't matter, bro. If you're that small, your defense can only get you so far. We see guys, Davion Mitchell is one of the most elite defenders in the league. He's 6'2". But when he was on the Kings, they weren't doing shit. He's in Miami, they're not going to do shit. Like, you need to be elite offensively in order to bring your team somewhere if you're going to be that small, in my opinion. Next, I have the Nuggets as a 2 seed. They're going to be healthy this year. They bring in Cam Johnson, who's going to bring that efficiency at a lower usage rate than Michael Porter Jr. He's also a very smart player. He's a solid defender. He's not no elite defender. Like, people are calling him 3-and-D. I don't think Cam Johnson is 3-and-D at all. But he is a good defender, along with being an elite 3-point shooter. Jokic is going to find him in that corner. Hopefully Jamal Murray can stay healthy for the whole year. I think this Nuggets team, having Jokic is going to put you in that top 4 seed range. So, yeah, I'm very excited for the Nuggets. I think Peyton Watson takes a bit of a jump as well. I like him a lot. And the 1st seed, obviously, I have the OKC Thunder, reigning champs. Insane talent. Chet is going to be starting the season healthy. Hopefully he remains healthy. And if he does remain healthy, I think we're going to see a leap out of him. I think he might even make an all-star appearance this year if he's able to stay healthy. And with Dub out right now, Chet is going to be the 1st seed for a little bit. I mean, the 2nd option for a little bit. I said the 1st seed. So I think he has something to prove for surely. But, yeah, those are my standings. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments below. Let me know how y'all feel about my Dallas Mavericks and my boy Kyrie. Let me know if I said some bullshit about your favorite team that you're like, what the fuck? You feel me? I am okay with being wrong, and I'm not afraid to learn from anything. I'm excited about this new YouTube journey I'm doing. I love basketball. I love Kyrie Irving. I love the Dallas Mavericks. I love Kevin Durant. I love James Harden. What else do I love? I love women as well. I will see y'all when I make another video. Goodbye.